Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Amrutam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. May the divine lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Welcome to the Sunday service of the Vedanta Society of Toronto. And today's Sunday service is being streamed from Winnipeg. I had to come to Winnipeg for a service in the Vedanta Society of Winnipeg um, 3 days ago. And Sunday, I am going back to Toronto, but the morning I'm here, and the Sunday service is being conducted from here. Our topic today is wonderful topic, holiness personified. Uh, Topic doesn't say whom I'm talking about because the spiritual life and the world's religion are replete with so many holy beings where the holiness is manifested so much. All the incarnations of God and prophets are all holiness personified. And you can talk on this topic. You can talk about any prophet, any sage, any saint, any incarnation of God, any avatar. But we chose today to talk about Holy Mother. In our times, there's no one so direct personification of holiness, purity, uh, comparable to Holy Mother. She is very close to us. She is our real mother, and she is uh, holiness. In fact, she is the embodiment of many spiritual qualities. She is an embodiment of compassion, embodiment of love, embodiment of dispassion, vairagya, and the embodiment of the harmony of all yogas. So she is the embodiment of, because she is divine. She is divine like any other divine being, like Christ or Sri Ramakrishna or Buddha or Krishna or Rama. Like that is Holy Mother, divine in human body, in woman's body. So that is so wonderful to have divinity manifesting through mother in all respect. So tremendous love and so perceptible love that you find through Holy Mother that you cannot find in other great spiritual persons. So much motherly love. In fact, all spiritual persons are made of love. There's nothing but love. See Swami Vivekananda or any Swami Brahmananda or Sri Ramakrishna, all are full of love. But the love manifesting to such a degree of love in all respect, in all situation, to all people, so unbounded, so infinite love that manifests in the world, of which all of us are so hungry to receive love, to love someone. That is our very inner urge, to be loved and also to love. And to, if we want to find some person, some being, some manifested God where we can reciprocate with love, and the love you give a little and enormous love you get, you feel in your very prana, in your very deep within your heart, feel how much you are being loved by that being. It is none other than Holy Mother. So Holy Mother we called holiness personified. What is holiness? Holiness is not in something we call holy man. When you see a person with ochre robe or some particular dress, a person having some dress of a monk or a man of God or a padri, or any person with holy garb of holiness, we call a holy person. But the garb doesn't make unholy. The dress, ochre dress, lifestyle, from the morning till evening, we try to be holy. We try to be pure. It's all religion and practice. But the holiness manifesting is not the dress or lifestyle or what you study. Holiness is a state of mind. It is a state of mind. It is the result of inner purity and unworldliness. That is the criteria of holiness. How much unworldly and how less self-centered you are, in that proportion you become holy. The holiness is in fact unselfishness or selflessness. Swami Vivekananda called selflessness is God. He defined God in that term, selflessness. When you are totally without any thought about yourself and you think about others, about God, about all manifesting, all pervading God, divinity, then you have become holy. All our progress in spiritual life is to attain that holiness where we are least concerned or not concerned about ourselves, but are concerned for others. We have forgotten the self. We have conquered our ego. We have conquered our individuality, and we have become one with this universe. We consider universe as the self, that is body mind as the self. That is a sign of holiness. Holiness personified. Holiness has become person, is when the person's identity is not that individuality but whole cosmos, whole creation, and even beyond. His or her identity is with that supreme being, with God. When that identity with God comes, you are one identified with Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, when comes, then it is called holiness. Spiritual life becomes meaningful only when hearts get open to receive divine. So that becomes holiness, the purpose of all our spiritual practice, japa, meditation, and the karma yoga, and all vichara. All purpose is to open the gates of our heart. And when heart's gates are open, and then there is the manifestation of divinity, and then there is identity with whole cosmos. Then the holiness is seeping into us, or holiness, rather than to say seeping into us, holiness has started coming out of us. We have started manifesting that holiness. Uh, and the key to that gate, how that gate open, what is the proof of that gate of the heart is open, is love. How much love you have now for the people, for others, for everything. Is your love categorized for particular person, particular being, that if a person has this quality, you are able to love and be friendly with that person, and if that person is something other, then you are not able to love that person. Then our gate of our heart is not yet open. Our love is not universal. The love in true form has not come. It is categorized, it is compartmental, it is conditional love. Conditional love is no love. Love to become true has to become unconditional. And that is what is said. Love comes from, and how does this love, unconditional love comes? This unconditional love comes from purity of mind. No wonder that Holy Mother was described as Pavitrata Swarupini. Swami Abhedananda, a direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, who came to preach Vedanta in the United States, in America, after Swami Vivekananda himself brought. He had written while he was in India itself a beautiful verse in Sanskrit on Holy Mother. Pavitram Saritam Yasya Pavitram Jivanam Tatha Pavitrata Swarupinne Tassai Kurmo Namo Namah. So, whose Pavitram Charitam, whose conduct is so holy, conduct is pure and holy, and Pavitra, and his her life, whole life is the example of holiness. Whole life, from right from birth, even before birth, she was a divine, as she had shown to her mother. And Pavitram Jivanam Tatha, whole her life is holy and pure. Pavitrata Swarupini, not only her character is pure and her life is pure, but she is the embodiment of that holiness, of that purity. She is purity herself, Pavitrata Swarupini. And to that Pavitrata Swarupini, writes Swami Avedananda, thus say, Kurmo Namo Namaha. I bow down again and again to that manifestation of holiness in the human form, that holiness personified in human form. That is Holy Mother. So the tremendous, the purity of heart, her purity of her life has made her manifest tremendous love in truest sense, love that was not categorized, love that was not conditioned, unconditioned, infinite love that flowed from Holy Mother is a sign of her holiness personified. So her love, what is love? It says in the Upanishad, in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it is said, we in fact love Atma or the self. That is the source of our love. Love is that something unites, attracts, makes one with that being. And what is the goal and source of all our love? It is all, if we analyze, if it is all self. We cannot love anything that is not connected with self. In love, there is self interest. So we love money, we love our friends, we love our spouse, we love our children, we love wealth, we love colleagues, we love ideals, we love sceneries, we love beautiful ocean in waves. In all that love, says the Upanishad, there is something self-interest is there, something connection with the self is there, something fulfillment of self ideation is there. So you go and see the ocean and you feel so satisfied. There's some self-interest. Your heart was seeking something like that. And when you see the ocean in waves, vast expanse of water, vastness all around, there is joy in that. And you start loving that scenery. You love green ground and blue sky, and the clouds in the sky, floating white clouds. All that beautiful scenery, it just fulfills your Atman, yourself. You find fulfillment in those visions, those perceptions. And where you find your own fulfillment, that you love. You love beautiful mountains, Alps or Himalayas. You love those. You love green forests. You love wonderful persons. You love the person who love you. That's what is there. So in all that is something self-interest, something self-fulfillment, something connection with love. You love your wealth, you love your car, you love your house, everything. There is something yours, something mine, something self. The Brihadaranyaka Upanishad analyzed this love, the source of love, why we love he says, um, why husband love wife and wife loves husband. And it comes to conclusion that Nava are patyu kamaya pati priyo bhavati. A wife loves her husband not because of husband's sake, then why she loves? She loves husbands, wants to take care. She's always with the husband when he is in need, whether it is your emotional service or some physical service or giving something, some support. It's always wife is always with her husband. But Vedanta says, though she is with the husband and supports him in every respect, but if you go deeper and analyze the source of her love for her dear husband, is she herself. Navare patyu kamaya pati priyo bhavati. Wife doesn't love husband for husband's sake, but atmanastu kamaya pati priyo bhavati. She loves husband for her own sake, because real love is the self, somehow connected with the self. He is my husband. It's my duty to serve him, to support my husband. I feel joy in supporting whom I feel my own, my closest. That's how husband loves wife. That's how parents love children. That's how children love their parents. and we love our extended family. All that is the love, source of love is somehow connection with the self, because self or the Atman is the only true source of love. Our love. And this, here Shankaracharya also described this verse from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, that wife loves her husband not for the sake of husband, but for the sake of her own sake. That's why wife loves husband. And Shankara says, Atma Priti Sadhanatvat Gauni Anyatra Priti Atmani Eva Mukhya. Our love for other objects is secondary. That we love something secondary. We don't know. I love this person. I love this leader. I love this house. I love this person who needs some support. But there is all this love, external love, of which generates compassion or sympathy in us, is just secondary. The primary, says Shankara, our love for the self, Atman alone, is primary. Something, some connection with our own self. When we hear of something that is troubling you, some problem in some part of the world, and you want to help that, you want to send some relief, something that will make their life little easier at the time of some devastation due to human made like war, or a natural made like flood and earthquake. You want to outreach and send your donation in the form of money, or in the form of some material. Why you want to reach to some person whom we do not know in some corner of the world? Because you feel connected to that person. You yourself feel connected. He is like me, or she is like me. The children, like my children, are suffering there, and I want to help them. You remember your own children and your own children suffering, or your own suffering in that situation, and it outreach. All is connected with the self. You feel your identity with that suffering humanity, and then you outreach. You open your pocket and your wallet and outreach them. But all is some connection with us. So holiness is manifested in love, in true love, where you don't seek anything in return, just you feel fulfilled in loving others. That's what we found in Holy Mother. Holy Mother, the embodiment of love, Pavitrata Swarupini, Sri Sri Ma Sarada, had tremendous love for everyone. All human beings that came to her were recipients of her love. There was no one. Some swamis, before even joining, went to Holy Mother to get initiation, and while coming back in the bullock cart, Swami Virajanandji writes, he had not become Virajanand at that time. He had writes, he just took initiation in Jayaram, but he was coming, and Holy Mother was looking to the bullock cart until it became hazy and disappeared in the twilight and distance. She was looking intently to the bullock cart where this Virajananji was going, who had come a few days ago and had got initiation, had got trouble because of some sickness, and he was just living. How deep was love of Holy Mother? And Swami Virajananji writes, I love my mother tremendously. But here I find a person, my mother loves me. Who doesn't love her son or daughter? But this person, this mother of all, this mother's love, this goes beyond. It is a greater love than the love of my own mother for me. So that was the feeling of one person that wrote down for us how deep and great was the love of Holy Mother. Everyone that went to Holy Mother felt similar intense love. It was not only for Virajanandaji, but it was for everyone, whoever went there, whether learned or ignorant, whether poor or rich, whether of good nature or bad nature, doesn't matter. All were for her, were children and recipient or of her unselfish, unsullied, unconditional love. This so much love coming from a person has to be a personified, personified purity, personified holiness. That holiness manifests itself in unconditional love, as I told you. That love comes from Holy Mother. Now, you will say, you just told this, all the source of love, Vedanta says, is the self. Is everything connected with the self, then the love comes. So, is Holy Mother's love also connected with the self? Some self interest, as we say, for everything, self interest, is that there? But Holy Mother's self interest is not a small self, that her own physical mental being. Herself is the whole universe. So she is identified with whole universe. So everything in the universe is an object of her love. So everything in the universe is the recipient of her love. So was her holiness manifested as love for everyone and everything and every being. Humanity is all human beings. She loved Sharat, his Brahmagyani, Sri Ramakrishna's Brahmagyani disciple, Swami Sharadananda. Also, she loved one highway robber, Amjad, who is to come her, and she loved both of them equally. There was no distinction in her love. There was no one is more loved and one is less loved. So equal and tremendous love for everyone without any condition. So that is the Holy Mother's tremendous love. So that is the true love that we find in this holiness manifested. How this holiness is manifested from this Holy Mother. Our term for Holy Mother, Sarada Devi, who we call Mother simply, or Sri Sri Ma, an English translated as Holy Mother, is really her everything, and every act of her life is manifestation of that holiness. Holiness is in motives and intentions. It is really unselfish. Swami Vivekananda, as I was telling you, defined that unselfishness is God. If you can become totally selfless, you have attained that divinity. You have attained Brahma Jnana, because you have transcended your interest into your this small being, and you have become totally selfless, totally unselfish. All you become, when one becomes totally selfless, what it becomes, whole identity is gone. You become light, and you become like a machine. Nothing you have for your own self, and you work only for others, like the machine works for others. No, contrary to that, when the human being is selfless, he becomes identified with all. He becomes identified with everything. He is then his self becomes the self of the world, as it is said in the Vedanta that we're going to. This why that happens. So Holy Mother's holiness, personified holiness, is when she loves, manifests her unconditional love for every being. And once, not only to human beings who came, there are so many stories. One person came, old, this villager came, who had come with something. It was night, and he had lots of skin disease. Holy Mother make him sit, first time coming villager from some other village, not known to Holy Mother. She put her in her place and cleaned her skin rashes with warm water. See the love that is for every being. And like that, once an old lady came, she was tired and she was little sick. She fell and vomited and dirtied, and she only was sleep. Holy Mother said, it's already dark, you don't go away today, you just be here. And she rested in Holy Mother's house that night. But then she dirtied, because of her sickness, she dirtied the house, that is the bed and linen. And Holy Mother said early in the morning, now you are fresh and good, and now you can leave for a home. And let me clean this all linen that you have dirtied. Don't worry, I will clean myself. Holy Mother was quite old that time, and village you don't have all washing facility, so that others don't say anything to that lady. And her own love for the daughter, that lady was her daughter in that way, though she was not related to her, but every woman was her daughter, every man was her son, and that son was loved more than our own mother would love. Holy Mother cleaned that even before others woke up. Like that, so many instances. Once one calf was little sounding more sound, and Holy Mother saw that what had happened, something. She went at the dead of night to the calf and consoled it, give her some food, patted her back, and then came back consoling that calf. Her love was unbounded, unbounded love. One person used to treat cat, that stray cat that used to come in the house in Jairambati, and the Holy Mother knew that it's not treated well by the person, by the brahmachari. And while she was coming back to Kolkata from Jairambati, she said in her, when she's not there in her absence, she may even drive that cat away. So her love for that cat was so deep, the stray cat. She said, Gyan, remember, I am there in that cat too. Don't ill treat her. See that it is well treated, she gets food, and you keep her treated well. And how much was the concern for of Holy Mother for this cat and calf and a poor person, diseased person, old person, like that was Holy Mother. Her love was really unbounded. Her love was incomparable. That's how the manifestation of holiness through love. Holy Mother also manifestation of Holy Mother in hope. How much hope she gave to us. This holiness personified. When God becomes human being, when then the holiness is personified, is the God personified, and then what the God gives us is the hope. Hope in us. Yes, we can do. One person writes about Sri Ramakrishna's eyes. Sri Ramakrishna's eyes say something to us. It says to us what he found in Sri Ram. He was a poet. His name is Bonaful in Bengali poet. He says Sri Ramakrishna's eyes, you know what it says to me? Half closed eyes in deep meditation, indrawn, and that eyes to that poet says, it says all message of hope and self-confidence to me. It says, yes, you can do, and you have to do. You will be able to do whatever you are trying to achieve. You can achieve that. I get that message when I see those eyes intently, eyes of Sri Ramakrishna. You can do, you have to do. Parbi, toke partei habe. You can definitely do. You have to do to achieve the thing that you are striving for. And how you give the guarantee that you will surely achieve? There comes the hope and the blessing together. Thus I say, if you try to overcome all your weaknesses, your pettiness, impurities of your mind, you want to drive away, you want to clean your mind, you want to control your weaknesses of the mind, like anger or greed or passion or infatuation. How can you control or lust? How can we do? You have to do, says Sri Ramakrishna's eyes. Look at them intently, says the poet. And it says, you can do, you can do, you have to do. Hope and grace, both are there in this holiness personified. When you look at Holy Mother's eyes, there is hope is there, of course. Hope, what hope is there? That there is someone with full of grace and who is ready to take my burden, to show me the way. I am like a blind dog who can't find the way. I am a weak, can't have no strength to achieve these high goals, to transform of my life, to become spiritual, to conquer the worldliness. My heart is still attracted to the world and worldly enjoyment. Yet I seek to conquer all those temporary and useless worldly enjoyment. How can I do? Look at Holy Mother's eyes. So much of hope in the grace of Holy Mother, full of grace, and as if The grace flows from her eyes and says, I will do for you. Just be connected to me. If you find any trouble, if you find any trouble anywhere at any time, just say to yourself, I have a mother. These are the words of Holy Mother. Just when you are in trouble, any trouble, just say to yourself, I have a mother. Be connected to me and see how my power, my compassion, my grace flows to you just by your thinking of me. When we think of Holy Mother, we get her grace. When we look at her image, at her likeness, at her photograph, so much closer we go. And when we find her seated in our heart in meditation, how much we become one with the Holy Mother, and the grace flows to us. As it is said in the Chandi, in the Devi Mahatmyam, that it is not that the divine mother gives you refuse, you take surrender to mother, that divine gives you, mother gives you refuse to you. When you take refuse to her, in her, he gives you refuse when you surrender to her. Not only that, when you have attained that full surrender, when you have totally surrendered to herself, your ego is gone, you have now become identified with the grace of Holy Mother, you have purified his heart, then what happens? Then you yourself become an object or a being capable of giving that, transmitting Holy Mother's or Divine Mother's grace to others. Then people come to you and you pray to Holy Mother, and you find people getting benefit, and you people getting their problems solved through your prayers to Holy Mother. You become an object who can solve their problems, who can transfer Holy Mother's grace to them. When you are fully rogan seshan apahansitusta rusta tu kaman sakalan avistan त्वाम आश्रितानाम न विपन्नराणाम त्वामाश्रिताहि आश्रयताम prayanti. Beautiful verse from the Devi Mahatmyam. So one who surrenders to the Divine Mother, to that person no bipad, no difficulties, problems come in life. Problems really do not come to the devotees of God. Problems come, but they are not disturbed by the problems. They know there is someone who is looking after me. All problems will go away in time, and I can overcome these challenges of life, these problems of life. Problem lose their power to disturb and make that person worry. That person becomes free from worries, as because that person is connected to the Divine Mother. And it says the last line, last quarter of the verse says, Tvamasritanam navipannaranam. Then it says, Tvamasritahi asrayatam prayanti. Those who take refuge in you, they become a source of refuge for others. Asrayatam prayanti. So they get your qualities and become themselves a source of refuge for others. Not that they become like you, but because of your power flowing through those persons, they become and they get your mercy flowing through that person. This all happens in the saints. We read about Swami Vireshwarananda, Swami Gambirananda, or any other Swamis, how much they loved us. Swami Pramathananda's love, many of people, Toronto people, have experienced. But all that comes by their connection to that holiness personified beings, and particularly to Holy Mother, Sarada Devi. We try to connect to spirituality. Where to get spirituality, we do not know. By chance, we get some book of Swami Vivekananda. We read, find wonderful message. What a great, then you read the life. What a great, pure, divine life, unique. It's not ordinary human being. What a life. And then you know how this life became like this, how a Vivekananda is born in this world, how Narendranath transforms into Vivekananda. Oh, Sri Ramakrishna's blessing, training, grace, everything is there. Sri Ramakrishna, what a great spiritual. spiritual center. What a great spiritual dynamo, spiritual power to transform and make a person like Vivekananda, Brahmananda, Premananda, Shivananda, all great, great spiritual dynamos that produced by that great dynamo starts in the world running. And that, then you remember, after that, Sri Ramakrishna's greatness, then comes who was there behind Sri Ramakrishna? There is Holy Mother, embodiment of holiness, purity, love, and hope. And then you come to know about Holy Mother. Now you have got the right place. Journey, your spiritual journey has found the right being, whom you can meditate, whom you can think, whom you can connect, who will never fail you, who says, if you are in any trouble, just think for, say to yourself that I have a mother. Just by saying, you get my power. Holy Mother was not personified only holiness and love and hope. She also personified compassion. When there was any trouble to any person, there was compassion and feeling of service and trying to remove the difficulty of that person. Personified compassion was Holy Mother. She herself says, uh, if anyone hasn't received my kindness, my compassion, I think he's very unfortunate person. But there is no one in the world who has not received or cannot receive my compassion. No one, not only human beings, no being is there who can not receive my compassion, because Holy Mother was uh, identified with the whole world. Uh, and her God-centered life, she was all one with the divine. Aham Brahmasmi, she lived the life of Aham Brahmasmi. She was one with the Brahman, one with the reality. As Holy Mother's life, how this holiness and love so much became this person of Holy Mother. And she lived the life of God. And that's why what is said in the Ishopanishad, Ishavasya midam sarvam. All this thing that is moving or unmoving, that the whole universe should be covered by God. Ishavasya midam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat. So all this cover with God, that is, see this whole world as divine. And Holy Mother was there. She was always aware of Ishavasya Sarvam. We may recite the mantra, we may chant the mantra, but Holy Mother lived that mantra. For her, this whole world was divine, whole universe was Isha, covered with Isha, beset with Isha. It's all the manifestation of God. And who was that God? She herself was that God. She identified with that divinity, that holiness, that pure, unconditional, infinite love, boundless love. That was Holy Mother. When you say Holy Mother is purity herself, purity personified, holiness personified, uh, that Holy Mother knew. That Holy Mother's whole life was so centered in purity. How pure she was. Not only her thoughts were pure, everything about her is purity itself. That's why Pavitrata Swarupini, not only life, Pavitram, Swami Savedananda, Pavitram Charitam Yasya, Pavitram Jivanam Tatha. He wrote her whose character is so holy, pure, and whose life is, what to say, character. Her whole life is pure. Then, after writing these two things, he said, but it is not enough to define Holy Mother's purity and holiness. Then he said, no, no, not only life is pure, not only character is pure, but she herself is the personification of purity, of holiness. Pavitrata Swarupini. Pavitrata Swarupini she is. Then comes the real Holy Mother's being presented. Who is Holy Mother? So she is Pavitrata Swarupini. Once what happened in Jairam Bhatti, that one devotee, one lady in Holy Mother's relation, she came to Holy Mother. She does something, and she felt very uneasy, unholy, impurified, and she said to Holy Mother, and it was already evening, and it's winter time, quite cold, and she said to Holy Mother, Mother, I does something feel like I become impure, I become dirty. Holy Mother said, wash your feet. This Mother, I washed my feet, but still I feel like going and taking a dip in the river. What do you mean? In this evening you will go in the dark river? There is no, it was a village, everywhere it was dark. And taking a dip to catch cold and get sick? No, you don't need to go. You have washed your feet, you should feel you are purified. Why do you feel? Then Holy Mother suggested to her, sprinkle some Ganga water. Then Ganga is so purifying, and she went then sprinkle Ganga. She said, Mother, I feel still I am not clean enough. I feel like really not purified. My heart says so. So Holy Mother said, after washing your feet, changing your clothes, and sprinkling Ganga water, also you feel you are impure? Then touch my body, said Holy Mother. Touch my body. It is like taking a dip in Ganga river, taking a dip in the divinity, in holiness itself. Holy Mother said to that Nalinidi, and Nalinidi touched and didn't go to Amoda river to take a dip at that night, cold night. That is Holy Mother. Her body touching was possible for them. For us, when we have some impure thought coming to our mind, something happens, we do inadvertently something, we say something to some other, hurt someone, or do something that was not really right thing to do, then how can we make ourselves pure? Ganga, dipping in Ganga water may be pure, but that may not be pure. Still there is some sense of guilt or impurity there. Why did I do that? The only way to make ourselves repurified or purified is to think of Holy Mother. Thinking of Holy Mother, meditating on her is like taking a dip in Ganga. So that is beautiful holiness. The holiness personified is Holy Mother. Um, and how was her life? How did she live some exemplary life? How a person personified holiness lives in this world? Holy Mother is the example. By seeing the life of Holy Mother, which is open book. How was she born? How was she getting married? How did she behave with other people? How was her conversation? How were her day and night? What did she eat? All is in front of us in the form of books, literature, reminiscences, memories, all are there. And there is a beautiful book called Sri Sharada Devi, Her Divine Life, uh, uh, and her divine life, Sri Sharada Devi and her divine life, everything about Holy Mother and reminiscence about her, all expressed very nicely. Swami Chetananandji wrote that book. That book says all about the Holy Mother. And how was Holy Mother's life? Her life was the expression of the Gita. She was the living Gita. Her life was in the Gita. They say the sign of a holy person or a Sthita Pragya person, or there are some. It says one is Edricha Lava Santusta, always contented and has no hankering for anything. And Edricha Lava Santusta, whatever has that person gets, he's happy with that. He or she is happy. Whatever comes by any chance to that person, and doesn't seek anything more. So that is a great quality. When hankering has gone, when desires to amass objects of enjoyments have gone, this will give me more comfort, this will give me more pleasure, this will make my house more beautiful, that is now gone. Now whatever comes, you are happy with that. Whatever food comes, whatever you get in the market, you are happy with that. No hankering for anything, no being disturbed. That is called Edricha Lava Santusta. Whatever comes to you, that is fine. Not only in the things of enjoyment, whatever salary, whatever the reaction of the people, people praising you or something criticizing you, whatever comes, even in criticism of yours, you are content. You don't have anything to ask. Why that person said this to me? Nothing like that. Yadricha lava santusta. When such thing happens to us, unruffled, undisturbed by anything that world throws upon us, how can it happen? When we have holiness in us, when our mind and heart become pure, when our door of our heart opens for the divine, then all these qualities come that we see in Holy Mother. When Holy Mother was with Sri Ramakrishna, and she was all serving, giving, taking care of Sri Ramakrishna, cooking for his devotees, that those are coming day and night, all service, service, service. And what she says, was she tired of service? Did she think it was too much of work for that person in that small room in Dakshineshwar? No, she says, I was so happy that time, she says. I felt like a picture of bliss is placed in my heart. Shanti God Boshano say that Shanti is not only peace, it is a picture of bliss and joy is seated with all our hard work. And Sri Ramakrishna became sick and passed away. After Sri Ramakrishna passed away, all his great renouncing devotees, all his devotees, all they scattered. Renouncing devotees immersed in sadhana. Rich devotees forgot about all that. Such a golden person passed away. They forgot Holy Mother totally, who was dependent on Sri Ramakrishna, who was divine being. They just thought, they just couldn't fathom the purity, greatness, holiness, divinity of Holy Mother at all. And they forgot. Where did she go? As instructed by Sri Ramakrishna, she went to Kamarpukur. In Kamarpukur, she was a widow without any being for her. So she was living a very poor life. She has very little land. And such poverty gripped her that she had no clothes to even change. The clothes started getting torn, and she used to tie the holes in the cloth. The cloth was in many like tied thing, many places. And for food, simple rice and some greens that grow in the field, not even the cultivated things. Such was her poverty. Then what was her contentment? Edricha lava santusta. She was happy with that. She was contented. She never asked anyone to say Sri Ramakrishna's wealthy disciples were there. Balaram Basu was there, and there was Girish Ghosh, who was not very rich, but he was very powerful. He was there, and there were Narendranath, and all were there who have already renounced. There was no money, but there were people who could support Holy Mother. Holy Mother didn't ask anything from anyone. She was Edrichala Santusta. Whatever comes, that is fine. Then suddenly, then Yam came to know about Holy Mother's plight. Then he started giving news went, Girish Ghosh went, and then people started coming. Then this renouncing disciples, they thought they have to bring Holy Mother to Kolkata. They made a house for him, for her in Udbodhan. Like that, slowly things came. But she was happy with whatever came to them. No complaint for the situations of life. Up and down is a part of life. No complaint for anything. May we not complain for anything in life. Yoga Karmasu Kausalam. How did she work? Every work she did with dexterity, with all sincerity, with all practicality. That was Holy Mother's method of working. She used to worship Sri Ramakrishna every day and used to do japam all the time. Then why did Holy Mother, the divinity herself, has to do so much japam? She said, my children, they take initiation and but can't do mantra japam. I repeat the mantra for them. Long time mantra japam. And outflowing to in love, just flowing in waves. That was her love that came to for everyone. And her work was so much with dexterity and practicality were her work. Once she was cooking, she used to offer cooked food to Sri Ramakrishna, cooking herself. Once she was traveling, and there were earthen pots, she cooked some rice to Sri Ramakrishna in a forest. And the sun, when she was picking that, and this earthen pot rice was being put, when someone tried to lift that pot from top, It just broke in the middle. Rice scattered on the ground, and Holy Mother then what to do at that time? There was no shop, there was no time to buy the things and cook rice. There was no rice also. Holy Mother just took rice from the upper portion, upper layer, and offered that to Sri Ramakrishna and said, Thakur, today this is the thing that I can serve you. And she took, and then that prasad was distributed. That was the practicality of her work. Yoga, that is the yoga. And she is Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. That's what is said in the Gita. Yogi is devoid of uh, attachment, fear, and anger. There was nothing attachment in Sri Ramakrishna. It looks she was so much attached to Radhu, but when time came towards end, she said, "Take away Radhu. I want to go. My lila is done. I am going back." Like Sri Krishna doing, saying to Uddhava, "Uddhava, my lila is done. Now I have to go back." And then Uddhava said, "How I live? We live without you. Do spiritual practice. Be with the divine. Realize God." And the Holy Mother said, "Take Radhu away." Whole life she seemed to be attached to Radhu, and that Radhu was taken away. Nothing, no attachment, no duty. I have to conclude my Leela here. That was Bita Raga. And Vaya, she had no fear. She could fight with the people when Daka the dacoit came. And she was not afraid of the dacoit. She said, "Father, you have come. Now I was afraid. Now what will happen? There are so many other people." The quiet is himself, and she infused because of holiness the fatherly love in the dacoit, motherly love in the dacoit's wife, and they protected Holy Mother whole night, the young girl from coming from the village, and the dacoits who might have robbed other person, but they protected Holy Mother. That young girl was coming from Jairambati walking and coming to Dakshineswar to meet her husband. Dacoits protected them like a father and mother protect a child. More than that, tired, weak, small, the Sarada. So that's her fear, Vitaraga, Bhaya, Krodha, and anger. She didn't have any anger towards anyone like that. Ah, and Holy Mother was a great yogi, embodiment of all yogas are there in her. If you want to see Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Raja Yoga, all are there in her. People do not saw Holy Mother going so much into meditation, but when she had many times those who were very close to her, like Golap Ma and Yogin Ma, they all saw Mother going to deep meditation and going into deep samadhi. She used to go, all are there. She was the embodiment of all yogas also. And Yogi Vigata Kalmasaha. Yogi is the one whose all kalmas, all defects are removed, free from all defects. What are the defects that we human being have? When we have to become yogi, we have to become free from freedom from all defects. What are the defects that a person has? Defects are like desire to enjoy the worldly objects. That is the defect. Anger is a defect, and greed is a defect, and infatuation, egotism, pride, that's all a defect. And we can get rid of defects. And yogi, if you want to become a yogi and a devotee, true devotee of God and a true sannyasi, we have to get rid of all our defects. It is not easy to get rid of all defects. How to get rid of defects? We have to have sincere wish to get rid of all the weaknesses of human being that we have come with, and faith and hope in Holy Mother or one divine being, that and that faith gives us so much strength that we can overcome that defect by her grace. That faith gives us tremendous strength to strive to conquer these defects, kalmasa. And kalmasa can be conquered. Many have conquered in the past, and have become ordinary person, has become the saintly person. I also can be. I can be true devotee. I can transform from my life from the present condition to a better condition. That is what it is. That's why you find in Holy Mother. In the Gita, Sri Krishna said, Niyatam Kuru Karmatvam. All your work you do, daily work, your regular obligatory work you perform. Holy Mother performed all her works, her duty towards her brothers, towards her nieces, towards Radhu, all life he performed towards the devotees. But how inspiring was Holy Mother? Holy Mother inspired many people to to uh, to embrace the life of holy life of a monk. And one person called Manas came to Jairambati, to Holy Mother, and wanted to get mantra from Holy Mother and to renounce the world. Holy Mother gave him mantra and gave him ochre clothes and said, lead a monastic life. She went away, and one person started many complaining. Such person, they rear their children, they take care of their parents, take care of their children to make them something they had dreamed for the children. He will that they will earn money, they will be a big householder, they will look after the parents, and the Holy Mother is inspiring to become monk. And they complain directly to Holy Mother. Mother, now this person has become monk by your inspiration. You also, in fact, he had asked for to become a monk. Holy Mother supported and says either he will be in some monastic somewhere in a kutia in Haridwar, Rishikesh, or he will be cleaning something in the hospital, serving people. But his parents had some other dreams. Why did you not obstruct him from not being a sannyasin? Holy Mother said, by so much of divine grace and good fortune of one person and good samskaras, one tends to become a monk. It's a great fortune to embrace the life of a monastic. Why should I do that? So, what you gain in the worldly life, it is all strife, suffering, and so much of defect and so much of pettiness in the worldly life. Why you want to drag? You yourself has seen. Holy Mother says to Nalinidhi. So you have seen in your life what better you got in family life. So let that person remain that. She and everybody accepted that. One the one person's lady's son had become monk, came to Holy Mother. Mother, can you please ask my son to come back home, not to embrace monastic order? Holy Mother explained to that lady, you see, your son has become a monk. You are the son, mother of a person who intends to become a monk of the Ramakrishna Order, and you want to obstruct that. You know, after how much of fortune and good samskaras one wants to become a monk, let him lead that life dedicated to God. And don't drag him to the world where there is no real happiness, real joy, real peace. Let him lead this holy life. And Holy Mother explained to that mother. And there was one headmaster, a young headmaster who attended masters and attended headmaster. He came to Holy Mother and said, Mother, I want to lead a pure life and I don't want to get married, but I don't rely on my mind. It wavers. It sometimes says get married and enjoy the worldly life. Sometimes it says remain unmarried and serve the school and give best to your students. So what should I do? I don't know. If I remain like this, I have no even certainty that I can remain remain single and I can serve the students. Holy Mother said, why you are so much afraid? You are my disciple and you don't have to get married and it will be all right. Look after your duties, look after your students, love them at most. Why do you want to make your love very compartmentalized and very miniature, only to your own family and few children and only that? Now your family is the whole school and all students. Let it be that way. Don't minimize yourself. Don't shrink yourself, your identity, and you don't need to worry. She gave him strength, she gave him hope, and he remained unmarried headmaster and served the school and was a great lived in a great peace and joy. Uh, When one person told Holy Mother, complained, Mother, somebody comes and wants to get married, and you say that, okay, you get married, wonderful householder's life. Other person comes and he wants to become a monk and say, oh, yes, monk's life is incomparable if you become a monk. Which one is better? Holy Mother, so you know why I say that? I can read the mind of the person who has desire for enjoyment and worldliness. Uh, for him to say become a monk would be futile. He cannot become. So I say him lead a good householder's life, lead a life of prayer, and after all, he has got mantra from me, and his life will be good. So I just give him permission to lead a householder's life. Some have very good samskaras, want to become a monk, renounce the world, detach from the world, devote their life for the practice of presence of God, for the worship of God and service of humanity. I say them, yes, do that. Is there any compare to such a life where you want to dedicate yourself for worship of God and service of humanity? That's the best life. According to the quality or the samskara or inclination of the person, I instruct that person what to do. So both are great lives, but it depends on how much you can do. That was what that's what the Holy Mother is. Holiness personified. That's why Holy Mother. Swami Sridharananda said beautiful words, adjectives about Holy Mother. He said Holy Mother's life is great. If you read that book by Swami Chidananda, it says all about Holy Mother. What an ideal to have in our life, that comes closest to our heart. And as it is said, that when one takes refuge in Holy Mother, that being becomes fit to give refuge to others. So that is so true about Holy Mother. If you read the life of Bharati Prana, the first president of Sarada Math, uh, she served Holy Mother. Later on, became the nun of Sarada Math and became head of the Sarada Math, first president of the Sarada Math. What a dedicated life! What a motherly life! That was in the past, about whom we read and know. What about present Swamis? Our president Swami Gautamanandaji, our past president Swami Smaranandaji, how holiness is manifested through them. You will find them, everyone is like Holy Mother. Bhutesanandji, many of you are initiated disciples of Bhutesanandji. You'll find that how Holy Mother like was Bhutesanandji. What tremendous love he had for the beings, and compassion. Her smile, her look itself was full of love. That love manifests through these beings who have surrendered themselves to Holy Mother. Now that Sarada Mataji, President, Prema Prana Mataji, so much. If you see her picture, smiling, old, senior, old, very old nun, what a sweet smile she has. What a holiness comes from just from a picture. Those who live close to her would know. What a wonderful manifestation. And they are like conduits through which the Holy Mother comes in their talk and inspiration, in the blessing. All that Holy Mother is manifested. They really become Tvamasritanam Navipannaranam Tvamasritahi Ashrayatam Prayanti. Those who take refuge in you become fit to give refuge to others. Those are all these great persons, holy person who have surrendered themselves to Holy Mother, and that at the end it is already over time. So Holy Swami Sridharanji gave beautiful. She said, Holy Mother Sarada Devi is most forgiving. There's no end to her forgiveness. Not during her lifetime, now itself. Many have experienced how, if we do some mistake and take refuge to Holy Mother, take surrender to Holy Mother and pray to her, Mother, please forgive me. Holy Mother is always there in giving forgiveness. You find many things, many difficulties, problems, you come out of that because of the forgiveness of Holy Mother. Very living. She is most forbearing. She in her life for both many things, everything, all the difficulties. She is most loving. So there is no one that loves. We feel the love of Holy Mother so much. She is most loving, whose love was unbounded and unlimited. So that was Holy Mother, unconditional and unlimited. She is purest, most forgiving, most forbearing, most loving, purest, and sweetest mother. That is Holy Mother, the combination, the inclusive of all the motherly qualities of all mothers of this universe is Holy Mother Sharada Devi, the Holy Mother, the holiness personified, the holiness itself has become the person. If holiness could become the person, it will become Holy Mother, Sri Sharada Devi. Pavitram charitam yasya pavitram jivanam tatha pavitrata swarupinne tasyai kurmo namo namaha. Oh, the embodiment of holiness, I bow down to thee again and again. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji Ki Jai. Jai Mahamai Ki Jai. Jai Swami Ji Maharaj Ji Ki Jai. Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Buddha Ki Jai. Jai Isha Musa Ki Jai. Sarvastaratu Durgani Sarvo Bhadrani Pashyatu Sarvasad Buddhimapnotu Sarvas Sarvatra Nandatu. Hari Om Tat Sat. May all be freed from dangers. May all realize what is good. May all be actuated by noble thoughts. May all rejoice everywhere. Oh, peace, peace, peace be unto us all.